Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead. Today we are out here in the garden. Yes, we have been harvesting out some of these cabbage here on the homestead, guys. And you know what? They need a little bit of tune-up here inside of the garden. You can come on in a little bit closer, camera lady. We're going to be talking a little bit about what we are doing here today. Of course, as you all see, these cabbage, they have ton loads of leaves on them, guys. And yes, they are ready to harvest. So we have came on in and harvest out quite a bit of the cabbage out of this row right here. We did a little bit in the second row, but what we want to do, we want to come on in and remove some of these older leaves off of this cabbage right here. Simple reason why, we're probably going to be hold on to them for about another week before we harvest them, and of course take some of them to the market, guys. So we want to come on in, remove these older leaves. Simple reason why, because of pests. Okay, we want to kind of keep the pests down inside of the garden. One of the things that love these cabbage and also the brassicas here inside of the garden is those white flies, guys. And so with these weaker leaves on these plants, that right there will start to kind of attract those pests inside of the garden. And so, like I said, hey, if I can deal with them now, why not deal with it now before those pests come on in? Also, we can run into the issue with the aphids, and so we want to go ahead and take care of it before those aphids get here, guys. But one of the things that I do notice that kind of helps to combat some of those pests here on the homestead is we do see some activities of the ladybugs here inside of the garden, and that right there is definitely a plus. But like I said, we're coming on in. One of the things that we also trying to do is to keep a lot of these lower leaves off of the ground, and I'm going to show you why, guys. Look at this right here. All that right there is roly-poly. Yes. So all that right there is roly-poly. Now, one of the beautiful thing is when cabbage folds, they fold from the inside out, okay? So they start folding, the leaves get bigger, and that's when that cabbage start expanding. So oftentimes what happens, a lot of those bugs, you're not able to get into the cabbage. So because it folds so tight to where that they don't have a chance of getting in. Now, if you all remember a video I did a long time ago, when we started up with these videos here doing homesteading, we pretty much says when those leaves are sitting down on the ground, it's pretty much a highway for slugs to come on in and get inside of your cabbage, guys. But you know, of course, this is that time of year when slugs like to move throughout the garden because you're doing a lot of watering and it is real moist, and so they tend to come on in and try to set up shop inside of your produce. But one of the things that you want to do to make sure that you keep down on those slug population inside of your garden, come on in with that Sluggo Plus, guys. Apply that throughout the garden to slow those slugs down, because absolutely, when you have a garden, one of the things is that you don't want inside of your garden is pests, and so that is why we're taking care of them here today. But you know, of course, you may be seeing me pulling all these leaves, right? And you may be wondering, hey, Mr. Humble, what are you going to do with all of those leaves that you're pulling? Because we did a spring garden with these brassicas here, what tends to happen, bug pressure is higher in the summertime than it would typically be in the fall time. So yes, we will do another fall planting. One of the things is with fall planting, you want to start early so that way those plants can get established and they can start folding before the winter time.
We'll take them along.
Yes, you know, we'll take you all along with us. But that's one of the downfall with planting in the summertime or in the springtime, guys. By the time your produce get ready, you will notice that the pest pressure will start to get to a high inside of your garden. But what I want to also do.
So what you're saying is these outer leaves that you're taking off are typically able to be eaten, and we
Yes.
typically eat them mainly from our fall garden.
Well,
From our spring garden, we use them. Oh, yeah, we did.
We did able to get some of these leaves last year spring.
Right.
But because hey, the weather did kind of warm up relatively fast on us, so a lot of the bugs came on in. Plus with the heat, if you all notice, we do have a bit of yellowing on the ends of these leaves. So hey, we want to go ahead and get them on out.
Perfect middle cabbage. And
yes. I mean, it's the cabbage looks good on the inside, and I tell you what, I think I can show you better than I can tell it, because guess what? I want cabbage for dinner tonight.
Oh, okay.
But stay tuned, guys. What we're going to do, we're actually going to cut one of these cabbage, so you all can see what they're looking like on the inside, right?
Okay.
So, and also I want to take you all on over there where I have my Georgia collards and also the dinosaur kale. Did the same thing with them, guys. And also with I'll talk about that when I get on over there.
Okay.
But the beautiful part, like I said, you may be wondering, what are you going to do with all these leaves right here? Of course, we have chickens on the homestead, and we also have goats here on the homestead. So a lot of these, what happens with a lot of these, they go to the chicken and also to the goat. But come on in, I'm going to show you one more thing, what we do with these foliage that we take off right here. So come on along with us. Okay, and so right here in this area right here, now we did have a couple of these bins throughout the garden, but since then we have emptied them on out. But what this is right here, guys, is pretty much trying to find a stick big enough to start. Give me a moment. But what this is pretty much our compost tea that we use here on the homestead. Now, if you all can see, we have a couple of different weeds that we have pulled from out of the garden right here, guys. But it is very, very strong and very, very potent, because what I typically would do, I would continue to come on in, and I will come and I will continue to add old grass. Like all this right here has been broken down. What I like to do, once it breaks down for a while, we come on in, take it on out, and we will continue to keep on adding. But we're going to go ahead now and add these cabbage leaves. Okay, so one of the beautiful thing about it when you come on in with a compost tea, and how this compost tea right here is going to work inside of your garden. Now with these cabbage leaves, you have put in nitrogen, you have put in potassium, you put in phosphorus, you also put calcium inside of your garden bed. So when these plants, they come on in and they absorb all of that mineral and nutrients that you're putting into the soil, it stores it inside of the leaves, also inside of the roots. And so when you come on in and you compost it on down, what happens? All those minerals, they eventually break on down into this water. Therefore, when you come on in, I typically like to use a cup to a gallon of water, and I will go ahead and water out my veggies with it, so that way they can get some fertilizer. Okay, so that's pretty much what it is. Since this year we also had gotten some comfort here on the homestead, that will also be going inside of here as well to help with fertilizing, of course, along with the chicken manure and the goat manure. But we use this only when we need a little boost. Okay, so absolutely. And so now this right here is going to go ahead and start working for us. And you can see, guys, how black that is right there. Look at that.
And what ratio did you say you use? 1 cup of this to 1 gallon of water?
1 cup to 1 gallon of water. And we'll go ahead on out and, fertilize up our veggies. But come on in, we're going to show you all a little bit more of what we have been doing over here with our collards and also our dinosaur kale to keep down on the pest here inside of the garden. Okay, and so come on in, camera lady, keep on coming. So of course, I'm going to tell you all, it feels like I'm off to a late start here inside of the garden, guys, for this year, but I know that I am not all the way that late. We still have time to go ahead and plant. But if you come on in, as you all can see, what we did, we came on in, pull all those older leaves that we typically won't really use inside of the kitchen. Came on out and get those. Now, one of the things is that make this leaf look the way how it does is the cabbage moth. Okay, of course, if you all check that video out that I did on how we go about mixing our spray to spray on these plants right here to keep down the pests on them as well. So check that video on out. It's a very helpful video to keep down on the pests. And so what we did, as you all can see, we came on in just 2 days ago, and we came and we went ahead and removed all these old leaves. Same with the dinosaur kale. And the beautiful part about it is when you come on in and remove all those old leaves that you cannot use, you're not going to eat them or anything of that nature. What that does for the plant, guys, is just like pruning. Okay, when you prune those old suckers or whatever it is that's on that plant that is not of use to the plant, what's going to happen, this plant now is going to start sending all that energy into those newer leaves. When I say newer leaves, talking about right here in the crown of this plant right here. So these are new leaves that are coming, and all that energy now can focus to the crown of the plant, putting out more beautiful leaves for you to come on in and harvest. Okay, so keep that in mind. Like I said, pruning back the old leaves to control the pests inside of the garden, to keep them at a minimum, guys. Okay, so hey, I pray that this video right here was somewhat helpful to you all and that you all take something away from it. I pray that, hey, you all are also starting a garden. And you know what, I think what I'm going to do, we're going to start giving shout outs to brothers that that has been motivated to start a garden, and they're actually doing it, guys. Okay, so if you have started a garden and it's your first time starting garden, I want to start doing a little shout out to give that motivation to let you know to get on out there and grow your food. And I think, guess what, I think I may have two. What you think? I think we have maybe about two that we can shout out today that that actually got a garden going. My dear brother Jeremy, he's a brother, I think he came from, was that California? Came from California, and it was his first.
Where did he come from?
Come on now, California, come on.
Where?
California, baby.
California.
Sweet old California. Hey, something like that, right?
No.
So, hey, yeah, but nonetheless, he came on in from California. And one of the things is, he came here for a little while. I mentored him, kind of showed him a little bit of, just a little bit on gardening and everything else like that. And I'm telling you, he took it and he run with it, and his garden is flourishing, guys. And,
Beautiful.
for that I'm thankful, and he shows me, hey, look, we grow some garlic. Look at the onions. Look at the red Russian kales. And one of the things that I love to also do for people that's starting up a garden, if I have little suckers or anything like that of that nature around here on the homestead, guess what? I like to just give it to them, because that right there is an encouragement for them to get on out there in the garden and grow something, So I want to give them a big shout out, and also to let them know, my brother, keep up the good work. Keep on doing what it is that you're doing, because from day one when we started these videos, that's what these videos is all about, is to encourage somebody to get on out there and start growing something. Also, my next shout out is going to be, and trust me, I have a few, because these brothers, they come with the testimony and give them to me. But also I want to give another shout out to my dear, is a young man. He's a young man that, you know, been growing for quite a while, and that's going to be brother AJ. You know, he's been growing, also got a little homestead going, and got his chicken and all that different kind of stuff. So I want to give him a shout out to let him know, young man, keep on doing what you are doing. Stay motivated, stay encouraged. I have these brothers now, they'll come and they'll say, yeah, hey, it's a lot of work. Absolutely. It's by the sweat of your brow that you shall eat. You know, so, and if you don't work, you don't eat. You know, so get on out there, stay motivated, and keep on doing it. But nonetheless, guys, that is it right there. Just want to say thanks to each.
Is that it? Hold on, brethren.
I got
The cabbage there, so.
Oh, the cap. Oh, yeah. I did say I was going to take you all along and cutting one of these cabbages.
That's
so,
right.
Guess what? We're going to go back on down memory lane. And we're going to get on over there and cut one of those beautiful heads of cabbage, guys.
Okay.
And like I said, we have been harvesting.
Yeah.
And stay tuned, because stay tuned.
Yep.
All right. So come on.
Let's go.
Me, baby. Come on.
Now you know me. I'll meet you over there.
I know that's right. Okay, and so what I'm doing right here, right now, how to tell when your cabbage is actually ready to be harvested. I'm just pretty much doing a field test, guys, okay, where I'm pushing on the head of that cabbage. Like this one got a little give, still can fill out a little bit more. Actually, this one right here is going to be the best one right here. It is real nice and firm and solid. So we're going to take this cabbage right here, okay? And so, because like I tell you, yes, we are dealing with a little bit of a pest here inside of the garden. So we're going to have to strip these cabbage on down to where that we get down to all the goodness, right? And so
that's a lot of leaves.
Right there, yes, absolutely.
But how much do you think that weighs?
I say right at about,
let me see,
4 to 5 pounds.
What you think? Yeah, about 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, that's pretty weighty.
All right, so come on down, camera lady.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to give my hand a wash, and also give the cabbage a wash, because that's going to be for dinner tonight.
Yeah,
and
well, I'm gonna wash it inside anyway.
Yeah, I know you will, but hey, I don't want to get no extra, dirt on it. But I'm gonna tell you guys, as you all just seen what I did, right? That right there is the beautiful part about having a garden. Okay, you seen how I just came on out here, and that's like I just went to the grocery store.
Yeah.
You know, look at that. Isn't that grocery store quality? Mm-hmm. Right? That's grocery store quality, right? So why not start yourself a garden?
Yeah.
Got potatoes. I could create a whole meal out of this garden right here. But come on in, camera lady.
Nice little veggie plate.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead. I want to show you all. Look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a beautiful, nice, tight head of cabbage right there, guys.
Yeah, let me get a close up.
You want to get a close up?
Yeah, that's grocery store quality.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is the importance of starting yourself a garden. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess that's it now, right?
Yeah, that's lady? It. That's it.
I guess that is it. So nonetheless, I guess I'll hold them, right?
Why not?
But nonetheless, guys, get on out there and start a garden.
That's right. Start
somewhere. I'm going to tell you when I say start somewhere. If you see right here, of course, I got to come on in and tighten up these beds. And I say I am going to take you all along with me. But these right here are these no-till beds when we first moved here on this homestead. Mm-hmm. And you have seen over the years how much stuff we have pulled out of these no-till beds right here, guys. So Start something. If you don't start, you don't know what the result will be.
That's
all
right.
So nonetheless, I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. You remember, you keep a smile on your face, you be happy, you be cheerful, and you be blessed. Also remember, keep your head on a swivel and also stay focused, because there is so much distractions out there, guys. Distractions can come from just about anything, anywhere. So stay focused, all right?
That's right.
Also remember to keep your head on a swivel. And till next time, guess what? I will catch you all in another video. Have a blessed day.
That's right.